Here's the shoulder where I landed. It's not that bad, but you can see the yellow that's bruising all the way through here. I thought I might have maybe had a green stick fracture of my collarbone, but I got off easy. And so the typical road rash stuff. My daughter, she had similar but not quite as bad. And at 15, she rolls on the pavement a lot easier than I do at 66. So what does this have to do with Colombia? Well, we went to the hospital, went in an ambulance. I don't remember the accident. I was turning into the parking lot. Next thing I know, I was standing in a hallway in the hospital. Been to this hospital before. This is in San Gil, and it is just a shit show. And I say that because all the travel rags, international living, oh, it's just the best health care and everything. And there is good health care here. But there's also health care that isn't worth a bucket of spit. And our local hospital is in that category. So we got transported there. And it was a hit and run. The guy bailed out. There was no police response. When we went into the ambulance and I started getting my senses back, it's obviously an injury accident. There was no C-collar. There was no protocol for concussion. And so we're waiting literally in a hallway. And my daughter was on a gurney, and I was just standing there until I told somebody, hey, bring me a wheelchair so I can sit down. And because at that time I still wasn't convinced I didn't have a concussion. As it turns out, I did not. So that's good news. So after an hour and a half sitting in that hallway, we finally went in to the wound treatment center, and they smeared some goo on us, some gauze, taped us, and there you go. So very, very basic. Then back out for another hour and a half in the hallway. Then they took us in, and I got x-rays on my shoulder. And they said, yeah, shoulders, there's no fracture. So that was great news, too. And nothing along the vertebrae, so nothing on the tailbone, so that's good. But then they're kind of taking their time and everything, and they didn't give us copies of the x-rays, didn't give us digital access to it or anything at all. This was under the health care plan that I have, and so we didn't have to pay for anything, but it was just like tremendous, horrible frickin' waiting. And then we go into the office where you have to check out, and so we're ready to check out, and the checkout guy says, well, you've got to get these medications. I looked at the medications, and they were an antibiotic, naproxen, okay, and also acetaminophen. I said, I'm not buying these freaking things. Acetaminophen eats your liver up. Naproxen eats your stomach up. Ibuprofen's the best of the three, and I can get that anywhere. And why in the world would I want to buy antibiotics when I don't have an infection? And the reason is most of the patients, they're not going to treat their wounds like they're supposed to. So they are, of course, going to get an infection. So they're trying to get ahead of it. And I thought, what a weird deal. Why don't you just tell them how to do wound care? So we got out of there, and I was just really pissed off about the whole deal. And my daughter was okay. I was so happy with that. The bike was actually okay, and some people that were right there at the strip mall pumping gas, 5 people, my daughter told me, they come over, they pick the bike up, they called the ambulance, these good Samaritans, so God bless them, you got to like that. And so the upside is I've had a complete class with my daughter on how to do wound care, because we're doing it like every single day, and how to look for infection, and how to clean it, and how to keep it moist, and how to cover it, and all this kind of stuff. So she has got to be just almost an expert at this. Very happy about that. So even in a dark cloud, there's some kind of a benefit. Now, the next time, I'm going to go to the hospital down the road, which is, actually, it's on the highway, so it's be quicker, but it's not in my my area healthcare, but you can go there in an emergency, which means you go in an ambulance and you're covered. It would be what they would call an out-of-network thing in the States. But it just gripes the hell out of me, because here they'll put up a new church, they'll put up a new school, but they won't put up a friggin' hospital. And so this is the big town where I'm at. It is the regional area, and so there's people are just like, there's tons of people and they need that health care, and they don't get it. Now, if you go to the city being Bogota, Cali, Medellin, any of the big ones, Bucaramanga, which is the closest to me, 3 hours away, they got some wonderful modern hospitals, and the care is good. I'll go into that in a different video. That will be another gripe, bitch, complaint, information video. But many of the people that are considering coming to Colombia are retirement age, and so they have special needs, and you have to get that shit figured out. And the thing is, you'll see, I think it's Cigna, they have international insurance and everything, but they don't. All they do is you go in and then you get a voucher, you get the bill, you send it to them, you wait a couple months, and then maybe you get your money back. But the level of care is not really there. Now, ironically, they have in Medellin a VA, a Veterans Administration healthcare clinic that is really, really good. It's really high speed. And you can go there, but only if it's a service-related issue. So that's something that's good to know. But that concludes my tremendously pissed off video, because it was just so underwhelming. There was no police. There was no police report. I had people saying, well, why don't you go get the video from the strip mall and you can figure it out. I said, well, one, I'm not the friggin' police, right? That's their job. And two, if you find this person, they're not going to have any money. And if you bill it on they're going to maybe don't have insurance. If you bill on my insurance, what are they going to pay? They're going to pay shit, and my insurance rates are going up. So you just suck it up and clean your wounds and drive on. And the thing that sucks so much, I could kind of accept it better if it was my fault, but it wasn't. I was almost stopped. It's just some son of a bitch driving a million miles an hour and blasts us and just keeps going. So, word of the wise, keep it in mind when you're reading all this stuff about the grandiose things in Colombia, because there are some, and I know a lot of gringos that come here, they end up in Medellin, in El Poblado, or L'Oreales, which is the gringo enclaves, because a lot of English speakers there. It's ultra modern. It's like frickin' Manhattan in New York or something. So that's fine. But if you get out and about, I suggest that you investigate the local healthcare facilities, how it works, where it's good, where it's bad, how you can supplement it. So anyway, my 2 cents. Hope you're doing well. Bye for now.